Beating each other senseless is Benimaru's solution. Guy, man, I don't like this episode. Like the last few episodes that have been going on ever since Company 8 went to Company 7's jurisdiction in Asakusa or Asakusa, bro. Like. This episode 14 of Fire Force, like, bro, like, it's so good. It was so good. Like, everything's being amped up. It's not even, like, just, like, art and animation stuff, because the animation was always good in this show. Like, it was always amazing stuff, but it was, like, it's, like, the progression and pacing and the situation, like of like the storyline and such, have been amping up and really getting you hyped for everything. Even though, like this episode, okay, first of all, those two twins, right? Hika and Hina, their kinetic abilities, fire, so good. Like, they pretty much have golden, like, flames, whatever, because, you know, like, all the turmoil going on and stuff. First of all, Conro and the whole thing with Conro and Benimaru, like, I feel like that really solidified, like, Benimaru as, like growing inside, not only, like, for himself, like, growing out of depending on somebody like Conro to lead the people and stuff because it was so chaotic, but also growing and becoming like in his own and like as a leader, and like that whole thing was awesome. And like the way that he shut everybody up, bringing that, like, he uses his abilities to not like destroy that tower because Conro's like, or he tells Conro to get off the tower, and he uses his abilities to lift the tower. And everybody's looking at him, and he's like, "Can you hear me, Asakusa?" Like, the entire town, he yells at the town, "Can you hear me?" He's like, "There are imposters in this town, and I got one solution. Beat each other's asses." Like, just a straight up brawl in the streets. Like, everybody beating everybody up. I thought that was, like, so hilarious, but at the same time, that's pretty much the only solution that they have, is to like beat each other up and stuff, because they can't differentiate. Like, majority of the time they can't differentiate, except for like Arthur. Maybe that's because of his pyrokinetic abilities. He's able to know like what is a person and what's an imposter. Well, they're all people, but what's an imposter and what's not. But like, when he said that, I started smiling, like laughing, and everybody's like, "Yeah, let's beat each other's asses." Like, that shit was so funny. And then you got Maki and Tamaki, like, they both punched each other and shit, but like, that shit was hilarious. But I knew for a fact, like, even Obi talking to his lieutenant, like, "Hey, should we beat each other up too?" Like, and the lieutenant's being like, "Come on, don't be serious." Like, bro, that was so funny. And the whole thing with Maki and Tamaki was, like, hilarious, too. Even though, I mean, you know that if Maki actually did get serious, she would probably knock Tamaki cold out, like, knock her out cold. But, like, that's neither here nor there. But, like take a sip. But, like, that whole thing was funny. But also the thing with Shinra and Arthur. When that guy from The Evangelist turns into an infernal, the girl behind him was like, "It's not just an infernal, it's an infernal with horns, a demon." So when that happens, is it because maybe that guy didn't have pyrokinetic abilities or something? Like, who knows? But like, maybe because I don't think he showed it at all or something, but maybe it's because if you have pyrokinetic abilities and then you eat one of those bugs, you become like a demonic infernal or something. Like, who knows? But when that happened, like, Shinra froze. Like, he was like, oh, because Oh, the flashback that he had real quick. That was to his house or his home. He saw that at his house. He saw a demon-looking thing at his house, bro. Oh my god! And then he was able to feel that or like see that and stuff. And like he looked at his dude. The whole thing where he looked at his legs and they looked like charred, like skeletons. Like his legs looked like charred, like a charred skeleton. I was like, bro, like holy crap! And like he freaked out. And then the girl was talking about like that's an Adola link, and that like he has the power of like not the power of, but he's like a devil or something. And then she's like, you shouldn't even be in the Fire Force. You really shouldn't with his abilities and stuff. Like, oh, bro, like this whole episode, things coming together and just. Anyways, that shit was amazing. But like that whole fight, right, was just awesome. And you know, Benimaru coming in hot, like. He senses that demon and he sees it, whatever. He's like, you know what? I'm going over there. So he heads over there and he's like, Shinra, Arthur, I got this guy. The strongest looking inferno around here, or strongest looking enemy around here. I'll take him on because he's the strongest soldier. So he's coming in hot, fighting this inferno. Bro, the fight was so good. Like Benimaru first punches him or something with his ability, and like you could see his hand like shaking, like that demon inferno looked like he had some hard ass skin. And then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna like he's like, you know what? I'm gonna take you out just like how Conroe did or something like that. Like that's how he said it or something. But he's like, I ain't gonna do it here because Conroe like made a crater or made a giant hole in the ground when he did it. So he took him all the way up to like the sky as far as he could, and then uses his EI chop, 7th form, sun wheel and shit, and then he uses the ability that Conroe used when he fought that demon like a few years back or whatever in Asakusa again. Like, oh my gosh, dude, this whole episode was so much fun. Like, the fight was amazing, right? But not only that, I thought the comedy was really funny too, because like in the like not necessarily in the beginning, but like what I thought was just funny was that Benimaru was like just everybody just beat each other's asses, just do it because that's like the only solution that they got, and that's true, and I just thought that was so funny. And then like not only that, but then you got the twins, right? Like Maki and Tamaki and I think Hika. Or Higa or Hina or something. One like the twin was looking for the other twin, and it turns out like those people said that they took her kimono because they promised her candy or some shit like that, which I thought was like kind of weird, but you know, she's like a little girl and stuff, but like at the same time, I mean, like they're trying to do some disguise, so you know, like whatever. But anyways, they're trying to find like the twin. And she, I think the other twin, like, senses, like, where she is, I guess, so she goes over there, and then, like, the flames coming, like, start blowing up, and people, like, are flying out, and, which are the enemies, because she was mad that they didn't give her, like, the right candy and shit. Like, and her flame, it was pretty much a flame kimono that she was wearing, like, a golden flame. Like, bro, that is so beautiful, and that ability that they both they share it. Obviously, because, I mean, they're twins, right? So it would make sense for them to have, like, the same type of pyrokinetic, like, ability, and that they pretty much cloak their whole body in, like, a gold flame. Like, and not only that, but they look like fire foxes. Like, they look so freaking beautiful. Like, it just looked so good. Like, two peas in a pod, like the exact same ability, like they both look like golden foxes, and it looked just freaking beautiful. And then, oh my god, I'm like freaking out over this whole episode. Like, I think, I don't know if I said this last week about last week's episode being like the best one so far, but this one really is the best one so far to me. Like everything between like the evangelist and stuff, like seeing more of that stuff that Shinra sees, like in his mind, like the visions and stuff. But not only that, like when Benimaru was shooting that demon infernal up into the air, right? The girl with the flame arrow shoots that arrow, right? And then Conro says, Shinra, I need your help, because he thinks about like what Shinra said, like rely on me if you need it, you know, like rely on me. So then he screams Shinra. And then it goes to Shinra's like ankles, and then like Shinra can sense it that somebody needs him, which is pretty crazy awesome, because that girl said that you shouldn't be in the fire force. You should try to burn this world down with us, as like while Shinra was going up to the arrow to catch it so it doesn't hit Benimaru. Because like since Shinra was called by Conro, he's like, wait, what's going on? And then he sees the arrow and he's like, I gotta go in hot, I gotta get that shit. So he just flies right up there and bro, that like, and the thing that girl said, that like your will isn't gonna be able to hit or knock away my arrow and stuff, and you should join us and you should burn the world to the ground as a devil or as a demon or a devil or whatever. And she was like, nah, fam, I ain't about that. I'm about saving people with my power. I don't care if anybody calls me a devil. I am going to help people with it. And I will become a hero. And he knocks the arrow. Oh my gosh. And because she thought that like his will of his flames isn't strong enough. Boy, girl, you don't know Shinra, all right? Like that whole thing, like the whole episode being called, I believe what it was, it was the flames, something burned for. I'll remember it later, but like it was pretty impactful and it really got you. Like it really got me in. Not an emotional state, but like just something that's really impactful, that like, you know what? I may be called a demon. I may be called a devil. You think that I shouldn't be in the fire force. Well, I'm telling you right now, this is where I belong. And I should be a hero. I'm going to be a hero. I'm going to save people and shit. And like, just to see like the flashbacks too of like him when he sees that demon, infernal, he remembers there was something exactly like that at his house. And it turns out that he remembers that like the girl remembers that night or something, like she finds out that there's another like Adola burst, just like the commander, and she's talking about Sho, and then the guy with like that's able to turn like different like faces and stuff like that, with his pyrokinetic ability was there too, and he leaves with her and shit at the end, whatever. And then you got well, before that, Benimaru uses the ability that Conro used, and it turned like a red moon. Like the scenery of this episode was amazing. All of that was great. Now, obviously, art and animation is always good, but like the scenery and art looked so good. Like, and the fighting was amazing. Like Arthur going in hot, trying to fight off that demon was just awesome, right? And he couldn't do anything with his sword. Like that sword wasn't doing shit because that guy had like his skin was like just like a rock, pretty much. Like even Benimaru kind of sort of had like a difficult time when he punched it and like his hand was shaking. Like, that whole thing was awesome. And seeing more people's, like, abilities, flame abilities, like, the twins was just crazy. Like, the progression of the story in this episode was just amazing. Like, man, I gotta drink a little more. It was just good. Like, I don't know what else to say, except it was just cool. It was great to see a little bit more character. I don't know if it was character. Yeah, I would say character development with Benimaru being like not depending on anybody else anymore. Like what Conro said, like you don't need to depend on people, or you never did in the first place. So he's like, you know what? You got to be the leader that you're supposed to. And then Benimaru is like, yeah, I guess like he owns up to it. And he's like, I'm gonna be the leader, and everybody listens to me. Everybody's beating their asses, each other's asses. So it was just, it was a good ass episode. But guys, what did you guys think about this episode? Your thoughts about those things that Shinra was seeing and stuff, like his Adola Link is like he's able to sense when I guess somebody needs him or something, which is kind of the opposite of what the girl was saying, that like you should burn this world to the ground, you shouldn't help people, you should become the devil and just burn everything and stuff. Like the devil's footprint, like she was saying. But like the ability that he's having, that when Conro said Shinra, and Shinra heard Conro say that, and he was getting that feeling in his ankles about that, because his abilities are in his legs, so he's able to sense it in his legs and stuff. Like, that's very interesting to me, that like he's able to configure like helping people through that ability that girl said that he shouldn't help people with. It was crazy. And then seeing the skeleton thing was just, that was some creepy stuff. And Shinra's like, nah, I'm going to be this hero. I'm gonna help Benimaru. And then at the end of the episode, when everything was said and done stuff and the evangelist left and everything, you got Benimaru drinking sake with the captain of Company 8 as a sign of friendship and stuff. And what was really funny was that when Benimaru drinks sake, he becomes giddy, like really gleeful, which is really funny to me. Like, because he started smiling, and then Tamaki's like, whoa, what is with that smile? And then shit was like this so weird, like a weird face or something. Like, I thought that stuff was like hilarious. And Konro's saying that like when he drinks sake, he just becomes like this. He just starts smiling and stuff, which was funny. And then Shinra just started laughing. And then and Benimaru's like, the hell you looking at, huh? Like, what are you looking at? Like, I thought that was funny. The whole episode was great. Oh, man. And then everybody's, fixing up the town and stuff, and that's how the episode ends. But, yeah, anyways, what did you guys think? I thought it was just great. The whole episode was so good. And, like, I thought that Conro was going to die. I genuinely thought that, but that's not the case. He didn't die. Great stuff. I don't think that many people really died, except for the people who turned into Infernals and whatever. But yeah, what did you guys think about this episode? Leave down in the comments your thoughts about the episode and everything, your thoughts about what I said. Like this video if you like me, like the video if you like the video, like the video if you like the episode stuff, and subscribe to the channel for more reviews, vlogs, unboxings, live reactions, and theater discussion videos, and things like that. So gentlemen, stay classy, ladies, stay sassy, but most importantly, everybody, you gotta stay a little nasty, alright? So peace and love, and I will see y'all later with the next video. Peace out! May the force be with you always! And plus, ultra people, oh, what a good episode. What a good episode.